Hello everyone, Arwoht here, and today we will be going through Paladin runes in Season of Discovery. There are some interesting options here, however, they are pretty self-explanatory as for many hybrid classes, pretty much you have options between DPS, tanking and healing, at least for the early game up to level 25, which we will be capped for first few weeks, maybe couple of months. Probably later on we will have some more options to play around, but currently it depends what spec you are. You will be pretty much picking the runes for your spec. Now, without further ado, let's check them out. First one that we have on the list is Divine Storm. It is a chest rune, and what it does is similar to how it worked in Wrath of the Lich King. You deal damage, it's AoE, and it also heals up to 3 party or raid members, totaling 25% of the damage caused. I really like Divine Storm. I think it's a really cool spell. It has really cool animation, so I see this one being picked up by a lot of red paladins. Next one we have is Horn of Lordaeron. This is your buff, increases strength and agility of all party members within 30 yards by a certain amount, and it's exclusive with Blessing of Might. I don't see Red Paladins picking this one up over the Divine Storm. However, if you are prot or a healer, you can use this as a utility to buff your other party members. Another one that we have for chest rune is Seal of Martyrdom. If that's how you pronounce it, it's a hard word to say. Fills you with Holy Spirit for 30 seconds, causing each of your melee attacks to deal 30% weapon damage to up to 3 nearby enemies. But you lose health equal to 10% of the damage inflicted. While this seal is active, your party members within 40 yards each gain mana equal to 2% of the damage you take. Now, this seal is an interesting one. It can be good for both Red Paladins and Protection Paladins. We will have to see how strong it is. However, I just prefer Divine Storm for the animation. However, Seal of Martyrdom may actually be a stronger choice. And then we have Aegis, increase your block value by 30% and damaging melee and ranged attacks against you have a 10% chance to increase your chance to block by 30%, lasts 10 seconds or 5 blocks. It's not cumulative with readout. This is just a simple tanking rune. Then we have runes for legs. Exorcism can now be cast on any target and has 100% increased critical strike chance against undead and demons. This one is something that I actually, even before Season of Discovery was announced, I talked with some of my friends, and when I was leveling Red Paladin, what I told them is it really felt good to level Red Paladin when you were facing undeads or demons because you had Exorcism available and you did so much damage. It was additional button to press. And what I told them is how good it would be if you could use Exorcism on any target and then it's just stronger against undead and demons. And this is exactly what Blizzard did, so I'm pretty happy to see Exorcist as available rune to use. Next rune we have for legs is Divine Sacrifice. 30% of all damage taken by party members within 30 yards is redirected to the paladin for 10 seconds. Damage which reduces the paladin below 20% health will break the effect and grant the paladin 10% increased damage and healing done for 10 seconds. Just good overall protection paladin rune. Inspiration Exemplar. Your inspiring presence periodically dispels fear and sleep effects on nearby party members. This is situational but can be really useful. You won't be running this all the time, but sometimes against certain bosses that are using sleep or fear, I can see actually this being very useful. Avenger's Shield hurls a holy shield at the enemy, dealing 165 to 197 holy damage, dazing them, and then jumping to additional nearby enemies. Affects 3 total targets. This is a great ability to have on protection paladins because previously you had an issue to pull mobs from a range because compared to warriors you did not have gun or bow or any ranged weapon, you had to use your Libram there. So now with the addition of Avenger's Shields, Paladin will finally be able to pull mobs from a range. So, and Avenger's Shield is such a nice and cool looking ability. And then the last one for legs is Rebuke. It is just an interrupt, so Paladins are finally getting an interrupt. I see this both used on Red Paladin or Protection Paladin, depending on the needs. However, it will mainly go to Red Paladins, I would say, because you just have Avenger's Shield on your Protection Paladin. It's just way better than an interrupt, in my opinion. However, in situations where you absolutely need it and you don't want to pull from range, you can just use Rebuke. Also, these runes are something that you can switch whenever except in combat. So if you are, going into the fight where you will need interrupt and you don't have to pull from range, you don't need additional damaging ability, you don't need AoE ability like Avenger's Shield, you can just go with Rebuke and you will have that interrupt on a Paladin. So just a cool option to have. Next is Beacon of Light. The target becomes a beacon of light to all members of your party. And what it does is whenever you heal someone in your party or raid, you will also heal the target that you have a beacon on. This is such a cool ability for Holy Paladins because now you will be able to heal two of the targets. You can put Beacon of Light on some other member, and when you heal the tank, or you can put it on the tank, and whenever you heal someone else who gets low, you will also be healing the tank. Previously, Holy Paladins were really good at single target healing, but they struggled with healing multiple targets. This will ensure that you can always heal tank while healing someone else or whatever you decide to use it. So it's just a two-man healing ability, which will be probably picked up by a lot of Holy Paladins. Next, Crusader Strike. An instant strike that causes 75% weapon damage and regenerates 2% of your maximum mana. This will be picked up by all the Red Paladins. I feel like it's another damaging ability, something that Red Paladins desperately needed, and it also restores some of your mana. So it feels like that Paladins won't be going out of mana fast. You will have another button to press as a damaging ability, which is great. And Crusader Strike is one of the iconic Paladin abilities. And the last one, but not the least important one, is Hand of Reckoning. It's pretty much the taunt. Paladins are finally getting the taunt. I'm not sure what is the range of this taunt, but even if even if it's low range ability, you can still put Avenger's Shield on legs, so you will have that ranged ability to pull mobs with, and then you will also have Hand of Reckoning to taunt those mobs that you do not have aggro on. And also what it does is it will increase your threat generation from Righteous Fury even more to 80%, and it will also restore your mana when you are healed by others. So you will passively be getting your mana back every time healer heals you. Additionally, when Righteous Fury is active, damage which takes you below 35% health is reduced by 20%. So you have a passive kind of cheat death in a way, not really a cheat death, but something that will definitely prevent some of the potential deaths. That's all for the Paladin runes. So as you could see, you had some, options specific to Red Paladins like Divine Storm, Crusader Strike. You had some options specific to Protection Paladins like Avenger's Shield or Hand of Reckoning. And then you had some iconic abilities for Holy Paladins like Beacon of Light. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and we will go over the next class very soon. Bye.